Yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy Jay here, back with another video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. If you don't know, I'm doing a challenge where I film every single day for 365 days. Today currently marks day 9, and on day 365, I'm going to do a massive giveaway. I'm talking about Apple Watches, iPhones, whatever y'all want, just let me know in the comments. But you gotta make sure you subscribe, all right? Make sure you subscribe, bring your friends along. The reason I'm doing this, as I said in other videos, I really want to document my journey, and I want to be able to inspire other people to chase their dreams as well. So if you want to be a part of that, if you want daily motivation, subscribe, and I'll make sure I get something for y'all, all right? We want to turn up here. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So number one, this video is going to talk about how to transition from being a loser into a winner. And it's a 4-part framework. But before I get into that, I have to talk to you guys about what the loser mindset is and what the winner mindset is. And if you want a deeper analysis into these archetypes, the loser and the winner, be sure to watch my previous 2 videos, day 8 and day 7. Day 7 talks about the loser mindset in full detail, and day 8 talks about the winner mindset in full detail. But if you want a quick recap, if you watch those videos, I'm going to show you guys, the 3 elements in being a loser and the 3 elements of being a winner. Now, let's get into it. Number 1, the loser mentality. Here are the 3 elements of being a loser. Defeatist mindset, thinking that you can't accomplish a goal before the goal even started or before the mission even started. Number 2, not learning from your mistakes, making the same mistake again and again and again. Number 3, having bad friends. Self-explanatory, but if you want a quick recap, or if you want some, like, a side note of information, if you're around people who are not ambitious about life, who don't care about their goals, who don't even know where they want to be in the next 5 years, who have no aim for their life, then most likely you're going to be like them. As humans, we naturally absorb the mindset of the people that we're around. And this is very important to understand long term. That's why it's very important that you get in the right environment, the right circles, and you surround yourself and consume information, and you're around people who are there to elevate you, not bring you down. Those are the 3 elements of a loser mindset. Now let's get on to the winner mindset. There are 3 elements in a winner mindset too. So the first one is dedication. Dedication basically means, even if you don't want to do something, I'm gonna do it anyway. Like, I don't feel like doing this, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Even if it's raining outside, I'm gonna go running. Even if I got a headache, I'm gonna still read this chapter of this book, right? Dedication. Number 2, a high leverage mindset. Basically, think smarter, not working harder, but work smarter, not harder. Making sure that you optimize your time and you're not just grinding mindlessly. Number 3, knowing the terrain of your goal. Understand the technicalities of what you're trying to do. When you understand the details, then it gets easier for you to achieve your goal. So that's the 3 elements of the winner mindset, and those are the 3 elements of the loser mindset. Now, hopefully you understand this, and if you have a notebook, you wrote that down, right? So now let's get into what you guys are all here for, how to become a winner. Now, before I get into this, I want to say there are 4 elements into becoming a winner. Number 1, recognize where you stand. Number 2, catch the errors that you make. Number 3, get your first 5 wins. And number 4, affirmations and consistency. And on a side note, guys, if you're wondering why I keep looking to the side, it's because I have this notebook here, because this is so much information. I want to make sure that I can get it to you guys as efficiently as possible. But basically, you may have to look in the mirror to see what this says, but basically it's notes that I have so that I can tell you guys these things and not get lost. But let's continue. So let's focus on each one of these in depth. So number 1, recognize where you stand. I'm going to give the example of going on a road trip. If you go on a road trip, let's say that you're in New York and your goal is to go to Florida, and you're going to be driving on the road. You can't get to Florida if you don't understand where specifically you are in New York, right? to get to where you want to be, you have to recognize where you currently stand. That's the only way that you're going to ever make a change. And they can feel uncomfortable at first because, you know, when you look at yourself in the mirror and you see anything less than perfect, then it can feel like, you know, honestly, you can feel like a failure. You can feel like you're wasting time. You can feel like you're lying to yourself and you're not operating at your best. But it's during these moments that we can start to understand where we want to go. When you understand where you are, then it becomes 10 times easier for you to fix the mistakes that you're making. And that leads us to number 2, catching the errors that you make. So let's say that I do a deep dive into myself and I find out that I'm making the same mistake over and over again. What I would consciously or subconsciously start to do, I would take out a notebook. This is personally what I would do. If I recognize that I'm doing something wrong, what I would do, I would write that down in my notebook. And then I would make it a point to purposefully do the opposite of that thing. So what's a good example? If I procrastinate, right, I would write down, okay, I notice that I procrastinate sometimes. Then I would make it a point to consciously start doing tasks earlier than I need to do. And this is to get your mindset to the point where you're drifting away from your bad habit and entering your good habit, or the positive version of the negative thing that you're doing. Another example, if you go to bed late, if you have a problem with getting into bed on time, I would write down, okay, I noticed that I get to bed late. I get to bed at 2 a.m. in the morning. What I would then start doing, I would consciously make an effort to start getting to bed earlier during the day. Once I see 10 p.m., I would start shutting everything down and I would be getting into bed. Because time passes quickly. It can slip by. When you consciously start to catch your flaws and your mistakes, congratulations, you're already on the path to changing and becoming a winner. Number 3, I said get your first 5 wins. Now, essentially, how do I say this? When you consume information, your brain immediately starts to wonder, is this relevant or not? If you watch this video, you'll find that if you don't act on this video, then you'll most likely forget it within probably 30 minutes or maybe a day. And that's because you didn't act on what you learned. Every time that I watch a video or an informational video, I make it a point, as soon as I close that video out, I start to follow the advice that I just learned, right? If you're taking notes on this, as soon as this video ends, make sure that you get those 5 wins. If you notice that you procrastinate, do something that you usually procrastinate at and do it early, right? That's your first win. I could have procrastinated, but I didn't. That's a win. Do that 4 more times, and that reinforces the transformation in your mind of, okay, I can change, I can do this. And it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's number 3, get your first 5 wins. And number 4, this is the maintenance part of transformation. It's not enough to just transform, but you have to maintain that transformation. If you become a winner, let's say you did the following. You did 1, you recognized where you stand. You took a look in the mirror and you recognized the errors that you were making, and then you got your first 5 wins. What comes after that? Maintenance. Because if you don't maintenance what you've acquired, then you're going to revert back to being a loser. You're going to revert back to that defeatist mindset. Make sure that you're consistent with this. Don't just do it one day or 1 week and then you quit. Keep doing it over and over again until it becomes a habit and your mind absorbs what you learned. If you do that, then I promise you that you'll see a change. Because if you get into that habit of doing something, then you don't have to track it anymore. You automatically know that, okay, if I'm doing this wrong, I'm gonna write it down in my notebook, and then I'm gonna do the opposite. Your mindset gets into that place of what I like to call pre-error checking. And basically that means your mind becomes hyper aware of the mistakes that you're making. And instead of obsessing over it or beating yourself up over it, you get into the mindset of, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to do something better. If I got to bed late today, I'm not going to obsess over it. I'm not going to get upset, but I'm going to make sure that I get into bed early the next day. And once your mindset absorbs that, you naturally become a winner. And not only become a winner, but you stay a winner, right? This is what I like to call the most important part of, of anything, maintenance. It's easy to get to a certain point, but it can be very difficult to actually stay at that point. If you look at some people who became rich, at a certain point, becoming rich gets easy. And it's hard to get rich, but once you actually acquire something, the next challenge becomes maintenance. How can I keep this wealth that I made? How can I stay a winner? If you look at some people who won the lottery, you'll see they made millions in 24 hours and they lost it within a year. Some people, they blew it within 2 months. Why is that? They got the money, but they didn't know how to maintain it. If you know how not only to get something, but also to maintain it, then you'll notice that you're further ahead than other people, right? Because it's a dual thing. Now, this was the video, guys. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Honestly, it's only day 9, but this was honestly for some reason, this was like the most difficult video that I've filmed yet. I had to do like 20 different takes on this video. I have no idea why. Perhaps it was because this was the first video where I did multiple parts, or something like that. Filming, I was like, why does it keep taking me so long to do this one video? Like, this has to be the weirdest thing ever. Maybe it's because my water ran out. If you don't know, I'm drinking, got that Saratoga with me, and it's really good too. But maybe it's because I ran out of water. Maybe it's because it's like hot a little bit. I don't know what's going on, but I was determined to make this video. I had the dedicated mindset that I just talked to you guys about. I said, you know what? I don't care if I have to do 100 takes. I'm going to do this video and I'm going to upload it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment down below what you learned. And most importantly, if you didn't take anything away from this video, which you better have, because like, why did you watch this video if you're not going to take any? Anyway, if you didn't get anything from this video, make sure that you take away the fact that in order to get to another place in your life, you have to understand where you currently are. If you can't look in the mirror and give an honest assessment about yourself, then it's going to be very, very hard for you to actually change. Sometimes looking in the mirror is the fastest way to transform. All right, everyone, enjoy your day, your week, your evening, whenever you're watching this. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.